Aloha mai kako. This is Andrea Tupola, and I just wanted to share some thoughts when I walked in. I'm sure you guys saw the headline, and yesterday I did get an email from Ku in the morning about the Supreme Court decision. And I think as soon as I opened the email and I read it, my heart just ached because I know exactly the way it felt the last time, and of course I had huge reservations about what would happen if it ever continued. And many of you know I held multiple town halls about Mauna Kea, about TMT, about why it's a chaotic mess up on the Mauna, and why and how we came to this point of where we're at today. I've explained it numerous times on videos, in live feeds, in every questionnaire that I've did over and over again that I oppose TMT being built on Mauna Kea. I've said it in public, I've said it in interviews, and I'll say it again because I don't believe that that's the way forward. And that's not even just myself because of what other people have told me. It's because of what I've come to the conclusion for on my own. And I'm reading auditor's report after auditor's report. Have you guys ever seen these things? You see these things? You see all of these things? We get the auditor's reports that we're supposed to read, and guess what? Half the problems in the state have been audited, but no one's ever implemented the audit because supposedly the audits are just for fun. You know, you just make them and then no one does anything about it. Here's one audit of the Department of Agriculture's plant quarantine branch, audit of OHA. Here's an audit of the PUC. And then what do you know? Here's one that says audit of Mauna Kea. Did you know how many of those there were? Have you read all of them? Because even colleagues of mine that actually don't want to take a stance about the Mauna, I've asked them, have you read the auditor's report? Have you read it? Did you read all of them? 1998, 2005, 2014, 2017. So this is the one that I'm looking at here in 2014. Have you read this one? Oh yeah, what does it say? UH has not adopted administrative rules to establish authority for Mauna Kea management responsibilities. UH and DLNR's updated plans, leases, and observatory permits provide an improved framework. Agency's report. UH agreed that it must complete the rulemaking process and seek Board of Regents approval for commercial fees. It expressed concern about our emphasis on the absence of rules and cited the existence of other protections. Did you guys know that? Did you know that that's the reason why there was so much chaos when they tried to build TMT the first time, is that there's not even any administrative rules? So really, what are they enforcing up there? What are the rules? What are the rules of the mountain? And who's in charge of it? See, because obviously with University of Hawaii being negligent, 1998, 2005, 2014, 2017, would you keep giving them a lease if they were negligent and they mismanaged? And don't forget that there's supposed to be some three-legged stool of environmental, cultural, and astronomy things that are happening up there. Did you read that one? I have it right here in front of me too. See, because I went up there multiple times. And actually, it's the last time I was on Hawaii Island, I went there again. And it actually says here, you know, what's supposed to be happening, and that there's supposed to be this balance of power, and that there's these things that they're supposed to be, you know, following, that they're supposed to be creating so that there can be some kind of order. And it boggles my mind to watch government officials talk about pursuing a project when they know that the land manager, that the history, that the background of this is all negligence and mismanagement. So you're not going to get to the root of the problem. You're just going to keep perpetuating this and then have the same exact problems happen over again because nothing was fixed. From the last time till now, nothing was fixed. Nothing really happened. And supposedly in this article that I'm reading in the newspaper that, oh yeah, we're going to make sure that we sit down and that there's fair conversations with the community. Really? I can't even imagine that. Here's the statement. I'm committed to ensuring the rights of this project, blah, 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 blah. Here is what it is. There's no way that I will ever let UH manage that mountain. And on top of it, pushing forward with something like this, I'm telling you right now, and even as a business owner, I would hope that somebody would take into deep consideration pursuing a project, even if you got the lease, pursuing it, knowing that there's such a big, substantial root issue that's not being addressed. Yeah? And so I've been asked the question multiple times in the news, and I will say it over and over again, I will never use force. And that we will have these conversations about the root of the issue, and that we'll never get to this point. Because this is much more than just the auditor's report. Have you read the comprehensive management plan? That's pretty long too. Have you read through that? Have you read through what it says about the sacred parts of the mountain? Have you read through any of it? And I'm not talking about just the people watching this Facebook Live, this and that about the Board of Land and Natural Resources, and then they make these rulings of what should be given out for a permit and what should be allowable, but then never follow it. That's why people don't want to get involved, because why write all these documents if you're never going to follow it? And I read all of them. So I'm not actually read all of the documents, and I determined for myself what was happening. And so I made this video so that everyone would know where I stand on this issue. And I know many people disagree with me on it. Many people have told me that they don't agree with my stance on it. But I'm gonna tell you right now that I am opposed to moving forward with this project. And I'm telling you right now that it is not gonna end well. And hearing the government officials talk about how they're going to proceed forward with this, I would be very concerned if I was you. Because one, who appoints Board of Land and Natural Resources? Oh, the governor. Who appoints the Board of Regents? Oh, the governor. Who appoints the head of Department of Land and Natural Resources? Oh, the governor. So I believe that you guys get what I'm trying to say here, is that there's a deep-rooted systemic issue that people want to ignore, and that some of the root of that can actually be outrooted by Tuesday. So I'm gonna leave that in your hands, because I cannot give you any more of an urgency. And if you don't feel this urgency in my voice or in this video, or me even just speaking out about it, I hope that you take into consideration the fact that we could actually change this, that we could change the way that things have been going there, that we could actually talk about real protection of sacred sites. And don't tell me that it's the year of the Hawaiian, because I'm gonna show them, and we should, next week, Tuesday, because I don't like to hear that. And even the very first time when I got elected and we had something over here at the Capitol, and I remember seeing the Olalo no Eaus and this and that about protocol. The reality is that we don't have people that truly appreciate the culture, yeah? Who truly understand what it is to live it and breathe it and respect this land and connect people to the land. And it's not just gonna be DLNR that's gonna have a problem. Oh, Department of Hawaiian Homelands will as well. That whole beginning stretch is there. So I'm letting you know where I stand on this issue. Many people have wanted to know. Mauna Kea, I saw your post. Kaholakahi, I know. I've heard you guys speak, and I've seen, your questions to me, and those are the answers that I have for you on where I stand. I've stood in the same place for many years. I had those town halls in Hilo, in Kona, in Nanakuli years ago, and I've had that same stance for a while. And one of the biggest reasons is we have these deep-rooted systemic issues, and we cannot handle it as a people anymore. It's more than just our people getting pushed out because they're getting priced out, and they're building homes that aren't for us, or they're not giving out leases. I mean, this list goes on and on and on and on. And I'm asking you right now to take into serious consideration, no matter what path you're on, because of course there's many paths forward for self-determination. No matter what path you're on, you cannot deny the fact that we have some deep-rooted systemic issues within our departments and within our boards. And I'm telling you right now that the governor of the state appoints the board members and the department heads. And I'm relying on each and every one of you to be a part of changing that. And I'm inviting you to be a part of changing it. And I'm telling you right now where I stand on all of this. My name is Andrea Tupola, and I'm telling you right now that we can make a difference. So start to stand up, figure out what we need to do. Of course, I'm going to take the lead from some of the leaders there, but this cannot go on. I'm glad that I did the video today, because yesterday it was just so tough. But I stand with you. My heart is with you. Ku kia I Mauna.